Hey guys, I hope you've been doing well and that you've been having a fantastic week. These are really tough times. The COVID, it's been raising like anything. So make sure you take care of yourself and stay safe, and best wishes to you and your family on that note. And in this video, I wanted to talk about my experience with the Tata Harrier. So as you guys know that my cousin got a Harrier and I've been driving it too, and I've driven it for a little over 5 months now, and mostly in the city. And I have test driven the Hector, the Creta Automatic, and the Seltos too. And I'll tell you the reason why this is a better choice and why this may not be the best choice for you. So I just want to talk about the experience, the good and the bad. First thing, coming to stability. Creta and Seltos. I don't know why people generally compare it to Harrier and Hector. They are 1.5 liter engines. Even the S Cross is a 1.5 liter engine. Just that they are in the price bracket doesn't make them competitors. And the reason is that the other cars have a better brand value. The Hyundai brand value and the Kia brand value has become much better at the moment, and which is why they are being compared. And although they are 1.5 liters, they are priced equally to this, which is why they're being compared, right? And Tata is working really hard to shed the older image that they had with all the new technology that they are having right now, the safety that they're offering, and everything of that sort. And it's gonna take time for sure. And that is the reason this car is not priced that high compared to the competition. I'm not saying this is inexpensive, but if you think about what you're getting for this price, that really is a sweet spot. And forget all that Range Rover stuff, okay? Because I don't know how much effective that is, but stability that this guy has when taking turns is phenomenal. And Hector among these has had the highest body roll. It is even evident the body roll is actually perceivable whenever you take a turn. Coming to noise. This is where I have to tell you guys. I don't know why there is so much word about noise. The cabin inside the Hector made much noise, alright, and the Creta automatic model makes far much more noise than the Harrier manual. And I think the reason for this is automatic in general is making more noise because of how the gears are configured. You raise it, if you give it a sudden throttle, then it's probably getting higher. But putting all that aside, guys, it's just noisier. Okay, Creta automatic is much more noisier than the Harrier manual. And Hyundai is supposed to be the silent cars, right? So, and I tell you, the noise inside the Harrier, inside the cabin, is very minimal. The steering has almost zero vibrations, okay? And I'm stating these things because there are some questions that have been asked on my other Harrier videos. And when you raise the acceleration on lower gears, that is when you'll actually hear some noise. But trust me, it is minimal. Let me show you guys. Do you hear that? That is minimal. And if you have a doubt, test drive and check. But please don't remove this car from your options. Test drive every car that you want to, every car that is on your list. Do not remove any car because you're listening to something somewhere. Please don't remove it, because your experience might be totally different, your expectations might be totally different. So what is perfect for you, you will obviously know only when you test drive it. But please don't remove this car just because you're hearing from different places that it's noisy. All right, okay. Next, sound quality. Bose or JBL or whatever the branding may be, the size of the speakers on the Harrier, it's larger. My cousin, he has a Creta automatic, and he is like a tech enthusiast, like a proper tech enthusiast for a very, 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 very long time. And he has listened to the sound on these speakers. Initially, he said that his car sounded better, and then he himself tweaked some settings in this car, in the Harrier, and then boy, oh boy, was he impressed. He was like really, really impressed. And the reason I'm telling this is because he has given a stamp, and he's like the ultimate tech enthusiast who we reach out to in our family. And he himself said that the music on the Harrier, it just sounds the best. Okay, so I have covered the good points: the stability, the silence, the sound quality, and there are a couple of things which I felt are better in the rivals. Okay, first thing is the infotainment system, not the sound quality. The sound quality is definitely better in the Harrier, but the display and the screen, the display screen and the touch, they are so much more better on the rivals, because the GPS itself in the Creta or the Hector or Seltos, it opens on the whole screen, while on the Harrier, CarPlay, GPS, everything, they're just restricted to the small size. And this is something I would have definitely loved to see in a larger size and with a better UI. I mean, this UI is like, I don't know, DOS OS. When the world is using Windows 10 and Big Sur, it's like you're using DOS or Windows 1990, 19 whatever. That's what it feels like. The UI has to improve a lot, and the screen size. Why don't you use the whole screen size? And why are there these huge bezels around, right? I mean, you're paying a lot of money anyway, so you better get the value out of it. You need to have a good display. You need to have a good system. The second thing is steering. Now, before I complain, I have to tell you that it's not that bad. The steering is slightly harder than the Creta or the Seltos or the Hector. Honestly, I felt that MG Hector's steering was the easiest to control of all these guys. Great job there on MG's part. And one big reason that Harrier's steering is slightly hard is that it has a hydraulic steering. I mean, the car feels very planted and stable with this, but if the steering was a little bit lighter, it would have been a much, much, much more happier experience. And I have to mention that I'm happy with this and I have no issue, but I would have been, happier if it was lighter. And it was almost tempting to go towards Hector just for that steering. So, third point, wireless charging. I mean, wireless charging is one thing that is missing in this car, whereas all the others are offering it. And I mean, the new Hector, I think they offer it. It's not that big of a deal because half of the time I'm anyway connecting to CarPlay and I have to plug my phone into that for it. So I don't think wireless charger is a big deal breaker, but again, it doesn't have it. The one point which is definitely lacking is ventilated seats. The biggest, and the only thing that I really, really wish was there, especially for Indian summers, uh, ventilated seats are like a blessing. Celtas, Kratos, and now even Hector, they are all offering ventilated seats, and it would have been amazing if Harrier had ventilated seats too. And there are a few other things where Harrier beats the competition. Alright. One thing, the build quality, guys, it's just unmatched. You can feel that just with the close of the door. I wish I could I wish I could record the other doors closing too. Cars, other models like Creta and Hector and Seltos. But this door closes very, very, very softly. It's just lovely. You can feel the build quality just with this. And the interiors feel upmarket actually. The leather touches are cool, and the comfort of the seats is very good. Very, 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 very good. And it's a very spacious cabin, and we were very, very confused when making the purchase because there are so many offerings. It's not just one car beating the rest of the competition to dust, right? If one car shines in something, the other car shines in something else. So the choice is very, very difficult. And like I mentioned, there are things that are really amazing in the other cars, and customer care matters a lot too. For Harrier, the guy just drove to our house the very next day we called for a test drive, and for Seltos, the showroom was so busy because their sales are so good, and a proper welcome and everything would have been nice. We did test drive it at the end of the day because we obviously had to decide, And Hector, guys, the showroom was amazing. MG is like super cool in their showrooms. It was too good. The representative was amazing, very, very persuasive, excellent customer service during the sales. Hats off to MG on that front. And for Harrier, I have to mention the showroom was honestly clubbed with a service station, and there was smoke coming from the service station, and there were not many cars on display. But as soon as we called, they were able to come to the house and offer a test drive. So that was enough. And again, these things vary from city to city, from showroom to showroom, but I'm just talking about my experience here. And finally, I am not choosing a winner here. You already know the choice that we guys have taken. I just told you the things, the good and the bad, where Harrier actually excels and where its rivals excel. So think of your preferences, write those points down, and then decide. Again, please test drive your car. You whatever list that you're preparing of all the cars that you want, make a list. All right, make a list. Test drive all those cars. Do not remove any car just because somebody has told you. Okay, so I hope I helped you make a decision today. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day and a fantastic week ahead. Peace.